Okay guys. So another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So continuation lang po ito ng ating audit of shareholders equity. So let's go on for illustration number 2. So yan po yung problem natin. Go na tayo. So illustration number 2, sabi dyan, your audit client, Itlog Company, is a public entity whose shares are traded in a stock exchange market. On December 31, 2024, Itlog had 3 million peso authorized, 10 peso par value. 10 peso ang par, ordinary share of which 1 million pesos share were issued and outstanding. The equity accounts on December 31, 2024 had the following balance. So meron kang ordinary share capital dyan. Lagay lang natin ulit dito. Same lang dun sa previous illustration natin, 10 million pesos. Share premium ng ordinary share, nasa 3,750,000. Retained earnings daw natin, nasa 3,250,000. Ilan daw yung issued shares natin dito? Nasa 1 million pesos. Next, transactions during 2025. So, transactions during 2025, letter A, sabi dyan, sa letter A natin, ilagay ko lang dito. Letter A, on January 2, 2025, Itlog issued 54 pesos per share. 50,000 shares of 50 peso par value, 9% cumulative convertible preference share. Each preference share is convertible into 2 ordinary shares. Itlog had a 300,000 authorized shares of preference share. So, nag-issue ka daw ng 50,000 share. Makokolekta mo is at 54 pesos per share. So, issuance lang ulit ito. Pag issuance, debit tayo ng cash, credit tayo ng preferred share capital, and credit tayo ng preferred share premium at excess. Dito, 54 pesos per share, yung receive mo na cash is 54 pesos times 50,000 shares, that is equal to 2,700,000. So, debit ka ng 2.7 million of cash. 50 pesos ang par. 50,000 times 50 pesos, that is equal to 2.5. Credit tayo ng 2,500,000. Excess natin, 200,000. Credit ka ng 200,000. So, i-plot lang natin dito. Meron kang preferred share capital of 2,500,000. Preferred share premium of 200,000. Tapos, ilagay mo lang dito, meron kang share dito na nasa 50,000 shares. Okay, para hindi tayo malito pag nag-declare ng dividends. Letter B. On February 1, 2025, Itlog reacquired 10,000 ordinary shares for 16 pesos. So, reacquisition. O pag reacquisition ulit, letter B tayo, ang debit mo dyan, treasury share. Credit tayo ng cash. At cost lang, 16 pesos. So, 10,000 times 16 pesos, that is equal to 160,000. So, debit ka ng treasury share of 160,000 and credit ka ng cash of 160,000. Tapos maglagay ka lang dito ng additional treasury share of ordinary and treasury share of share premium, baka magkaroon tayo. Treasury share of ordinary, nasa 160,000. Okay, nagkaroon tayo ng share dito. Ilang shares ulit? Nasa 10,000 shares. Okay, so yun lang. O, letter C. On April 30, 2025, Itlog sold 250,000 10 peso par value ordinary shares, previously unissued to the public at 17 pesos per share. So, nangyari dyan, nagbenta ka daw. So, nag-issue ka daw. So, at letter C natin, ilagay ko na lang dito, letter C, nag-issue ka daw ng 250,000 10 peso par at 17 pesos per share. So, 250,000 times 17 pesos, that is equal to 4,250,000. So, at the date of issuance, ang entry mo ulit is debit cash, credit ordinary share capital, and credit ordinary share premium pag may excess. Yung marireceive natin na cash is nasa 4,250,000. Magkano ba yung par value natin? 250,000 times 10 pesos, that is equal to 2.5. So, credit ka dito ng 2,500,000 and yung excess natin dito sa 4,250,000 is nasa 1,750,000. I-plot lang natin. Ordinary share capital of 2,500,000. credit ordinary share premium of 1,750,000. Magkano yung additional shares na in-issue daw natin? Nasa 250,000. Okay. Okay, letter D. Sa letter D natin sabi, on June 15, 2025, Itlog declared a cash dividend of 1 peso per share on ordinary shares payable on July 15, 2025. Okay, so 1 peso per share. Magkano na ba yung total shares natin dito? Magkano na ba yung entitled sa atin sa dividends? Ito, 1,250,000 less itong 10,000 shares. Less 10,000 shares, nasa 1,240,000 times 1 pesos, 1,240,000. So by letter D, ang entry natin dyan, debit ka ng retained earnings, credit ka ng cash, dividends payable of 1,240,000. So debit kayo ng retained earnings dito of 1,240,000. Debit. Deduction. So yan for letter D. Diba? O, madali lang to eh. Letter E. Maproseso lang kasi nag-e-entries tayo. Okay, ma-process lang siya kasi ine-entryhan ko siya. So yung purpose naman ng pag-entry ko kasi doon ako nasanay. Okay, and gusto ko kasi sureball ako sa magsagot ko, so ine-entryhan ko siya. So pag sanay ka na sa entries, pag dumating sa point na sanay ka na sa entries, na na-visualize mo na yung transactions kahit hindi ka na nagsusulat sa papel ng journal entries, idiretso mo na siya dito sa process natin na to. And kapag umabot ka sa point na yun, mas mabilis na yung pagsagot natin ng audit of shareholders equity. Pero for these purposes of video discussion, ganun ko siya muna ginagawa. Step by step tayo. Okay, para mas maintindihan mo. Letter E, tingnan natin sa letter E. Sabi dyan, on November 10, 2025, sold 5,000 treasury shares for 21 pesos per share. O kung alam ko yan, kung hindi ko na i-entryhan yan, alam ko na yung 5,000 treasury share is yung kalahati nung 10,000 shares ko dito. So alam ko nang aalisin ko to, 5,000 shares, and yung kalahati nung 160,000, which is nasa 80,000 shares. So less ako ng 80,000 shares. Tapos nung binenta ko siya, ang na-receive ko dito is 21 pesos. 21 pesos times 5,000 per share, that is 105,000. Ang inalis ko is 80,000, less ako ng 80,000, meron ako dapat share premium treasury share na 25,000. Nagets mo ba? Siguro hindi. Nabilisan ka. Gagawin mo lang yun pag master mo na siya. Pero kung hindi mo pa siya master, entryhan natin. Yung letter E, ang sabi daw, in-issue mo daw siya ulit, so naka-receive ka ng cash ng, magkano daw yung cash na na-receive mo? 21 pesos per share. 5,000 times 21 pesos, that is debit cash of 105,000. Gulat ka, no? Kaya yun, di ba? Mabilis lang yun. Mabilis lang talaga to pag sanay ka na sa journal entry. Credit mo, treasury share. Kasi binenta mo daw yung treasury share. 5,000 treasury shares daw. O ilang shares ba yung meron tayo? 10,000. 160,000 divided by 10,000, that is the cost of 16,000. Times 5,000, 80,000. Nag-less ka dito ng 80,000. So credit ka ng 80,000 of treasury share. Meron ka na namang sobrang na-receive na 25,000. Saan papasok? Sa share premium of treasury share. Ito ngayon yun. Nasa 25,000. O, diba? O, ngayon, igit ka. Nakita mo, ang bilis kong sinagutan. Kaya ko pa na sagutan kahit hindi nag-journal entry. Kaya mo din yun. Mag-practice ka nga lang. Letter F. Okay, letter F. O, ang sabi sa letter F, in December 15, 2025, Itlog declared the yearly cash dividend on preference shares, payable on January 15, 2026 to shareholders of record on December 31, 2025. So magkano yung cash dividends natin ng preference share? Nasa 9%. Tingnan mo ngayon yung preference share capital mo. Nasa 2.5. So 2,500,000 times 9%, that is equal to 225,000. So alam natin na kapag nagdi-declare ka ng dividends, ang affected lang naman doon is retained earnings. So debit ka lang dito ng retained earnings of 225,000. Kung nalito ka kung bakit nag-debit ka ng retained earnings, lagyan mo ng entry. At letter F, debit ka ng retained earnings, credit ka ng cash, dividends payable of 225,000. Diba? Mabilis lang talaga to pag sanay ka na sa journal entry mo. So, sanayin mo lang yung entry mo para magawa mo din yung ginagawa ko. Okay? Ini-encourage kita. Hindi ko naman pinapakita sa'yo na masyadong mababa yung level mo. Ini-encourage kita. Sinasabi ko lang po sa inyo na this skills or this level of mind can be achieved through practice. Hindi ito inboard na nakuha ko. Nagawa ko ito gamit ang practice. So mag-practice ka lang ng mag-practice habang maaga pa kasi kaya mo rin ito. Okay, next, letter G. Sabi sa letter G, on January 20, 2026, before the books were closed for 2025, Itlog became aware that the ending inventories on December 31, 2024 were understated. So parang correction of error po ito. Ang nangyari dito, by 2024, sabi daw, yung ending inventory daw natin is understated by 150,000. Kung understated yung ending inventory mo, o gawan lang natin ng ganito. Meron tayong purchases or beginning balance of inventory. Meron kang purchases, mahanap mo yung total goods available for sale. Less ending inventory is equal to your cost of goods sold. Sabi daw, yung ending inventory ko daw is understated. Yun yung sinabi dito, understated. Anong effect sa cost of sales? Overstated. So kung gagawa ka ngayon ng sales, less cost of sales is equal to net income. Kung overstated yung cost of sales mo, anong effect sa net income? Understated. Kung understated yung net income mo, anong gagawin mo dun sa 250,000 na understatement? I-add natin ngayon yun. Ang kaso, yung error daw natin is nasa 2024. Close na yung statement of comprehensive income mo ng 2024. So, hindi mo na pwedeng baguhin yung 2024 natin. Pero tatandaan mo, tama, yung net income ng 2024 is papasok sa retained earnings na ending balance ng 2024. Na yung retained earnings na ending balance ng 2024 is the same yan doon sa retained earnings na beginning balance ng 2025. So, para makorek mo yung net income mo ng 2024, i-correct mo yung beginning balance mo ng 2025. Tama? O, magkano daw yung understatement? 150,000 na i-add natin. Pero wag mong igagamitin yung buong 150,000 kasi ang sinabi dito, meron daw tax rate of 30%. So, yung i-adjust lang natin is net of tax of 70%. So, 150,000 times 70%, that is equal to 105,000. So, ano mangyayari? Mag-a-add ka lang daw sa retained earnings natin ng 105,000 pesos. Ganon yung nangyari dito sa transaction letter G. And letter H natin, after correcting the beginning inventory, the income statement for 2025 was 2,250,000. Ang entry natin dyan, debit ka ng income summary and credit tayo ng retained earnings of 2,250,000. So, retained earnings natin, 2,250,000. Okay, yun lang naman. O, kolektahin natin or computein natin lahat. This is nasa 12,500,000. This is nasa 3,750,000 plus 1,750, nasa 5,500,000. Ito, magkano ito? 3,250 less 1,240 less 225 plus 105 plus 2,250 nasa 4,140,000. Ito nasa 2.5. Ito nasa 200,000. Ito nasa 80,000 of treasury share ordinary and nasa 25,000 of treasury share premium. Okay, o anong sinabi? Anong questions? Ordinary share capital daw natin. Ordinary share capital, 12,500,000. Letter C for number 1. Number 2. Sabi sa number 2, share premium. Magkano ba ang share premium natin? O meron kang ordinary share premium of 3 or 5,500,000. Meron kang preferred share premium of 200,000. And meron ka ditong treasury share premium of 25,000. Magkano tayo dito? 5,725,000. Letter D for number 2. Number 3, unappropriated retained earnings. Magkano ba retained earnings natin? Nasa 4,140,000. Tatandaan mo, meron balance yung treasury share mo ulit. Ibig sabihin, appropriated yung portion ng 80,000. Ang hinahanap lang sa'yo dito is retained earnings na unappropriated. So that is equal to 4,140 less 80,000. This is equal to 4,060,000. Kaya number 3, letter C. Magkano treasury share natin? Alam mo na, treasury share mo is 80,000, letter C. Magkano total shareholders equity mo? Yung total shareholders equity mo is the ordinary share capital. Ito, computin lang natin. Meron kang ordinary share capital of 12,500,000. Ordinary or share premium, total ng share premium mo, 5,725,000. Meron kang preferred share capital of 2,500,000. Meron kang total retained earnings of 4,140,000. Sir, bakit 4,140,000? Bakit hindi 4,060,000? Kasi nga ito, unappropriated. Yung appropriated retained earnings mo na 80,000 is still considered as a retained earnings. Okay? O, meron kang treasury share of 80,000 na contra equity account yan. So, magkano na tayo dyan? 12,500,000 plus 5,725 plus 2.5 less 4,140 less 80,000, that is equal to 24,785,000, letter C for number 5. Okay, so that is for our illustration number 2. Okay na. Next, last illustration. Illustration number 3. So, sa illustration number 3, ang nangyari dito, meron tayong question natin dyan, how much is the audited beginning balance of retained earnings, how much is the audited net income, audited ending inventory, and the additional paid-in capital net adjustment, tapos yung total shareholders equity. Sige. So, binigay dito yung mga balances natin. Sabi dyan, binigay yung beginning balance ng January 1. So, lagyan na lang natin dito, beginning retained earnings. Unrealized holding loss on financial asset held at fair value through other comprehensive income, FVOCI. Question, itong FVOCI na to, meron daw loss. Yang loss ba na yan papasok sa profit or loss mo? Hindi. Tama, yung retained earnings, ang pumapasok sa retained earnings mo is net income. Itong FVOCI na loss, papasok ba yan sa net income? Hindi. Saan to papasok? Sa other comprehensive income account. Okay, loss yan na OCI. Okay, OCI, lagay ko na lang dito, loss. Inventory fire loss. O, yung inventory fire loss na yan, papasok yan sa net income mo. Impairment loss on machinery, papasok din yan sa net income natin. Na loss, and ito, loss. 25% stock dividends declared at 100,000 share outstanding at market value of 112 pesos per share. Okay. So, ano nangyari dyan? 25% stock dividends declared at 100,000 share. Check mo nga natin. 100,000 times 112 pesos. This is equal to, or 100,000. Ilang shares daw yung in-issue mo? Nasa 25% times 25% times 112 pesos. Check lang natin kung tama. Okay, 2,800,000. Tama nga tayo doon. Pero question natin, kung yung dineclare mo na dividends is 25%, ang value daw natin is fair value, bakit fair value? Large dividend yan, tama. More than 25%. Pag large dividend, ang valuation natin is dapat par value. So, ibig sabihin, mali yung 2.8 million natin. Ano daw dapat yung gagamitin natin? Dapat is at par value. Magkano ba yung par value? Punta ka ngayon dito sa audit note. Sabi sa audit note, the 25% stock dividends on ordinary shares with a par value of 100 pesos were declared on November 1, 2025. Ayun, ito dapat yung value mo, 100 pesos. So, paano mo yan kukomputin? 100,000 yung total outstanding shares, sila yung entitled sa dividends, 25% yung dineclare mo na dividends, 100 pesos yung par value, dapat dito is nasa 2,500,000. Dividends ito. Anong entry mo sa dividends? Nagde-debit ka ng retained earnings, so sabihin na natin meron ka ditong deduction to retained earnings. Tama. O, ganun i-analyze ito. O, next, loss on sale of equipment. Saan yan papasok? Sa net income na loss. Prior period error correction of 1 million pesos. Uy, prior period error correction, parang same yan kanina sa illustration number 2 Meron akong prior period error correction na para ma-correct ko ito, kailangan kong i-correct yan sa beginning retained earnings ko. So, hindi dapat yan makaka-apekto sa net income ko. So, ignore natin yung 1 million pesos, pero magle-less ka dito ng 1 million pesos. Okay, kasi sabi dyan, deduction daw ng 1 million pesos. Iko-correct mo saan? Sa beginning retained earnings natin. Okay, next. Gain on sale of ordinary share at excess over par. Meron daw gain sa ordinary share. Saan daw nanggaling? Sa excess over par. Papasok ba sa net income ito? So, hindi. Nag-issue ka ng share, sobra yung na-receive mo, kaya meron ka daw gain. Pag merong sobra, saan papasok? Sa share premium. Addition yan sa share premium. Next, gain on premature retirement of bonds payable. Ito, papasok sa net income na gain. Unrealized holding gain on financial asset. Uy, FVPL, meron daw gain. Saan papasok? Sa profit or loss or sa net income na gain. Next, proceeds from sale of donated shares. Originally issued at 500,000 pesos, yung proceeds mo daw 800,000. Actually, kapag nandito, ang nangyari dyan, binenta mo daw yung shares daw na dinonate daw sa'yo. Pag binenta mo yung shares na dinonate sa'yo, saan mo daw yun ilalagay? Sa share premium. So, meron kang additional share premium dyan of 800,000. Tapos, meron kang net income for the year of 9 million. Lagay mo yan, net income. Tapos, meron kang appropriation for treasury share at cost of 450,000. Tandaan mo na lang, this is a treasury share. Okay, treasury share tayo dyan. Tingnan pa natin yung ibang audit note. Sabi sa audit note letter B, the company's share premium from treasury stock transaction amounted to 750,000. Uy, ano yun? Retirement? The company share premium from treasury stock transaction. Nasaan ba yung treasury stock transaction mo? Ito pala, nakalimutan natin. Treasury stock transaction of 1,050,000. Nagkaroon ka daw ng loss. So parang ang nangyari dyan, nag-retire ka. Tama, nag-retire. Naalala mo ba yung entry natin sa retirement? Tama, yung entry mo sa retirement is ang nangyayari doon, nagde-debit ka ng share capital, nagde-debit ka ng share premium, tapos nagki-credit ka ng treasury share. And kapag merong excess dito, lagay ka ng share premium. Pag excess dito. Pero pag ito yung sobra naman dito, saan mo siya nilalagay? Number 1, sa share premium of treasury share. Number 2, sa retained earnings. Tama? O ngayon ang nangyari? Loss daw. Pag merong loss, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung nasa credit. Kasi yung loss natin, debit, so kulang tayo sa debit. Magkano daw yung kulang mo sa debit? 1,050,000. And ang sinabi dito, meron daw share premium na treasury share of 750,000. So, ibig sabihin itong 1,050,000 na to, yung 750,000 is a deduction sa share premium and yung remaining, magkano yung remaining dyan? 1,050,000 less 750, 300,000. Yung 300,000 natin saan papasok? Yes, sa retained earnings. So yan yung nangyari sa illustration number 3. Tapos meron pa dito, sabi, the inventory balances under 2 methods are as follows. Ang nangyari daw dyan, nagpalit ka daw. Change in inventory. So, change in accounting policy, which is a change in accounting policy natin in accordance with PAS 8 is applied retrospectively. Retrospectively adjustment daw tayo dito. So, nangyari, nung 2024 daw, last year, wave mo daw ending inventory is 2.5. Yung FIFO ending inventory mo daw is 2.6. So, merong discrepancy of 100,000. Ano nangyari? Tama, understated. Understated yung ending inventory mo ng 2.5. And alam natin na kapag yung ending inventory mo is understated, yung cost of sales natin is overstated. And kapag overstated yung cost of sales natin, yung net income mo ngayon is understated. Kung understated yung net income mo, kailangan mong mag-reflect, addition tayo. Kaso yung net income mo na to sarado na ng 2024. Pero same sa illustration number 2, saan mo i-reflect itong 100,000 na ito? Yes, sa retained earnings of beginning. Addition. So meron ka ditong additional 100,000 for your retained earnings. Ayun. Tapos next, ending inventory ng 2025. Merong discrepancy na 300,000. understated ulit yung ending inventory mo ng 2025. Bukas pa naman yung 2025 mo na net income. So saan magre-reflect itong 300,000? Sa net income mo na 9 million. Yung 9 million mo dati, unadjusted yan, mag-a-add ka ulit ng 300,000. So plus 300,000 tayo dito. Yung total net income mo dapat daw is nasa 9,300,000. Ayun. O, sagutan natin yung mga question. Requirement number 1. How much is the audited beginning retained earnings? Magkano ba? 7.4. 7.4 na alam mong nag-less ka ng 1 million pesos dahil dito sa prior period error natin. So, less 1 million. 6.4 plus 100,000 dahil dun sa change in accounting policy. So, 6.5 daw dapat yung number 1 natin, letter B. Diba? Madali lang to. Illustration number 2. How much is the audited net income? Magkano ba yung audited net income natin? Na-compute na natin. 9,300,000, letter B. Okay. Sir, hindi ko na ba isasama itong mga net income loss, tapos gain natin na yan? Hindi na. Kasi ang assumption, yung 9.3 daw na to, kasama na daw yung mga loss na yan. Okay. Nakasama na yan sa net income. Number 3, how much is the audited ending retained earnings? O magkano ba audited retained earnings natin? Binigay na sa'yo yung beginning balance, tama? Na-compute na natin yung beginning balance, 6,500,000. So 6.5, ano pa ba makaka-affect sa retained earnings? Yung net income na 9.3, which is addition. So plus 9.3 tayo dito. Tapos punta ka sa mga transactions. Tama, naka-affect ito? Retained earnings natin kasi nag-declare ka ng dividends worth of 2.5. So, less tayo ng 2.5 million pesos dito. Tapos, meron ka pang additional retained earnings. Tama ito, 300,000. Less din yan. So, less tayo dito ng 300,000. So, yung total retained earnings ending pag-balance natin is 6.5 plus 9.3 less 2.5 less 300. That is equal to 13 million pesos. Letter D for number 3. Oh, diba? Number 4, based on the above information, what is the net adjustment of additional paid-in capital? Ano daw yung naka-affect sa share premium? Yun, no? 950,000 na addition, 950,000 na addition. Ano pa ba? Ayun, no? Share premium na 800,000, addition din, 800,000 of share premium addition. Meron pa ba? Yun, no? Deduction of 750,000. So, less tayo dito ng 750,000. So, that is equal to 950 plus 800 less 750. Meron kang net adjustment of 1 million pesos. 1 million pesos, number 4, letter C. Diba? Letter number 5. Sabi, assuming the paid-in capital of the company is equal to 10 million pesos. Okay, so yung share premium daw is 10 million. At the end of the year, before any adjustment, what is the total shareholders' equity? I-adjust mo muna yan. Yung share premium natin is 10 million pesos plus 1 million pesos na adjustment. Yung total share premium mo is nasa 11 million pesos. Tapos meron kang retained earnings na ending balance. Magkano ang ending balance na retained earnings natin? Nasa 13 million pesos. Meron pa ba? Yes, meron pa. Meron tayo ditong treasury share of 450,000. Alam mo yung treasury share, contra equity account yan eh. So, 450,000 of contra equity account. Meron pa ba? Yes, ito, unrealized holding loss, FVOCI, sa other components of equity or sa other comprehensive income account na 300,000, tapos loss yan. So, deduction tayo dito ng 300,000. So, wala naman na tayong total shareholders equity dyan. Wala namang binanggit na ordinary share. Walang binanggit na preferred share. So, yung total shareholders equity natin is nasa 11 million pesos plus 13 million less 450,000 less 300,000. This is equal to 23,250,000. Number 5, letter C. Diba? So, that's it for our audit of shareholders equity. Yung concept po, na-discuss na natin last meeting doon sa part 1 ng audit of shareholders equity. So, pakipanood na lang yun. Yun lang muna. God bless, good luck, and ciao!